All right, everyone, welcome to our October call. This month is all about past tense. And I'm really excited that we get to take the time out of our evenings to dive into this blend and talk a little bit more about it. Lindsay is going to share with us a little bit about the Oil of the Month Club and the vision behind what we're talking about here. So Lindsay, go ahead.
Can you believe we are in the 10th month of doing Oil of the Month Club? I can't believe the year has gone by so far, but thank you for everyone who's joined us on a month, on more than 1 month. But the vision behind this year was trying to find affordable oils that are used for every day, that have multiple uses and versatility, and just give you a deeper dive into the oils, which is what we do every month on the call of the month. But throughout the month, we are also posting and giving you links and education about different ways to use the oils that you might already have in your home or might want to add to your medicine cabinet, just to get some more bang for your buck. And so we found oils that are very pertinent to each particular month, and this month is past tense. So I'm excited. Past tense is another one of my favorites, and I think you guys are hopefully finding new ways to utilize that as well.
Yeah, Lindsay, I appreciate the post. You had a couple of posts this month that listed some new and different ways to use your past tense, and some people were commenting on those. So that's really great. Thank you for that. So my part is to tell you what's in past tense and ways to use past tense. So here we go. Wintergreen, lavender, peppermint, frankincense, cilantro, marjoram, Roman chamomile, basil, and rosemary. So those are the ingredients in past tense, and they recently redid the past tense. It used to be in a 10 milliliter roller bottle. Now it's in a 15 milliliter bottle, the blend. And so what you could do, because I like rollers and I know you do too, is you can make yourself a couple of rollers, one for on the go and one for at home. And you can put about 10 drops if you're an adult. For kids, you can, the rule of thumb is 1 drop per year of age or so. And then you'll have your rollers back again for past tense. I do want to clarify though that the past tense 10 milliliter roller bottle was not diluted. Am I correct in that? Yeah. So I'm talking about diluting your past tense and making rollers for yourself. If you wanted stronger, you could go halvesies. Would you say so, Melissa, that you could go halvesies, half FCO and half past tense?
Absolutely. You could probably make 3 rollers out of, I've watched Jessica Jacob Travis on those more powerful oils with all those blends with all the ingredients, even make 4 at times. So just saying.
So I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck with the 15 mil of past tense. So here are some ways to use past tense. For head tension, you can roll it, put a dab on your temples or on the back of your neck or across your shoulders. For neck and shoulder tension, of course, on your neck, across your shoulders, down your spine even. For joint and muscle tension or soreness, you could roll it right where it hurts, right where it's sore. For hot flashes, I love this because of the mintiness that is in past tense. It's going to have a cooling effect, and so it's going to really be great for hot flashes if you're of that certain age like I am. Again, for being overheated. So you've been out in the sun for a while and you're just overly warm, you can roll on some past tense. If you've imbibed too much the night before and you're having a hard time getting going in the morning, past tense can really help with that. I would put it again on the back of my neck, forehead, or temples. For bruises, it's really good for bruising. It helps those bruises resolve a little bit quicker. If you're stressed and overwork, it really helps relieve that kind of tension that you're feeling, that nervous tension or that anxious feeling type of situation. And it really provides a lot of good emotional relief and relaxation. And now, because it's not in a roller bottle, you can diffuse it. And I think that would be a great thing for me when I'm just needing to relax, to just put a little past tense in my diffuser. So those are some uses, ways to use it, and what's in it.
Okay, so to understand why we can use it those ways, I'm going to talk a little bit about the science of past tense. So as doTERRA does in so many things, they look at the different oils we have and what works best together synergistically to give you maximum benefits. So looking at these 9 oils individually, there's 3 key chemical constituents. Among them, the top 3 are methyl salicylate, which is very similar to aspirin, but without the negative effects of aspirin, right? And so that's an anti-inflammatory. And then linalool, which is strong in the basil and in the lavender in this blend. And we know that's calming. And then B-caryophyllene, which is an analgesic, that's strong in rosemary. So just looking a little bit more specifically at each of the 9 oils in this blend and what their properties are. So wintergreen is pain relieving, anti-inflammatory, and antispasmodic. So again, it helps with that muscle and bone pain. Lavender may help relieve inflammation. It's an antispasmodic, and also that might help with your migraine, headaches, and tension. The peppermint, as we know, is cooling. It's the menthol in there, is pain relieving, anti-inflammatory, and also antispasmodic properties. Frankincense, well, we know the king of oils, is pain relieving, anti-inflammatory, and also antispasmodic. So great, again, for the headaches. And then what else is there? Cilantro is, oh, there goes my past tense roller. Cilantro is anti-inflammatory and analgesic, and it also is a circulatory stimulant. So marjoram, mussels, that's why I always remember marjoram and mussels, is to soothe muscle pains. It has sedative properties and also may help increase blood flow. Roman chamomile, calming properties, is an anti-inflammatory and an antispasmodic. Look at all those oils that are antispasmodics. Basil is often used to relieve muscle aches and pains. Again, I said it has the linalool. And then rosemary may help relieve headaches. And that's the one that's really strong in the B-caryophyllene. So there was a 2014 PubMed study that compared the benefits of wintergreen and peppermint together, used together topically, and compared it with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like naproxen. And they found that they were as, if not more effective without the side effects. And that had to do because of the strong ingredient of methyl salicylate and then the 2 together. So I have a link to that study in case you want to see it. I'll try to put it in the chat. And that's what I have for the science of these 9 amazing oils in past tense.
Jerry, that's awesome. That was really, really good. I appreciate that.
Thank
So
you.
I love that, you know, that the science stuff. So it was funny because I took mine to work today because I wanted to make sure that I was using it. I had a lecture today and I left it at work. And so then I'm like running around the house and looking, I'm like, okay, I got the peppermint, I got the lavender, I got the wintergreen, I got the one more round and I found my past tense. I was so happy because after I gathered all these oils, all these bottles of oils, I'm so glad that doTERRA put it all in one bottle. I mean, this is amazing, right? And so as you've already heard some of the conversation, I'm talking about the emotional part of past tense. So when we think of caring for our emotions, it really is a lot of physical ailments that manifest in emotional stress, right? So if you think about that, we have to have physical health in order to have emotional health. Well, there's a couple of things that really play into it. If you want to have physical health or physical and emotional health, a lot of people talk about gut health, right? And so if you think about gut health, you think about brain health with emotions. And of course, there's a breathing component to this. Jerry has talked about this many times. So if we think about peppermint, one of them that's in there, peppermint, I think of strong intensity, right? So it does work on the stomach, the gut, okay? It provides for intestinal support. It also provides for respiratory support. So I don't know if anybody has asthma or any respiratory concerns, but when you feel short of breath, how much more anxious do you feel? Right. And so, oh my goodness, if you can't breathe and take in a good deep breath, you get really anxious. And so one of the things that when we talk about peppermint working on respiratory support, it's part of breathe, right? It helps us to breathe better, it clears it out. Now peppermint's really strong though. And so I like wintergreen as this balance together. And of course you throw in our lavender, which is the staple for any of our oil pantries, if you will. It's calming. It has relaxation properties. Frankincense, as Jerry said, was, the king of oils, warm and uplifting. Now, one thing that I really smell strongly in past tense, and I like it, is cilantro. Now, I realize it's a little bit of an acquired taste, but I really love cilantro. The chemical component, like Jerry was talking about, is linalool. So we have that in lavender, we have that in cilantro, we have that throughout a lot of these oils, and it's a fresh, clean smell, but it helps to support brain function. So we look at this, we look at the vascular support, we look at Roman chamomile that's in this. Now, that's a real calming, grounding, relaxation, right? That's why we put it in our tea and we chill. And what I also like is the cilantro, marjoram, basil, and rosemary. So that's a lot of food. And does food not evoke emotions that you've had? I mean, mom's home cooking, right? Going to grandma's. So there are things that we use and we may not recognize that it weaves all together, but it really does. And so that linalool is great. It's considered to be one of the oldest known kind of sedatives. It's got a little bit of a floral aroma, but it helps and promotes relaxation and calming. And so I love this. So thank you so much, guys. Oh, Amy, can I ask one thing and totally put you on the spot with this? So you just said that I was making a bunch of, that we were going to make a bunch of rollers. So I have a sweet girl that's been having some migraines and I wanted to help her, support her with that, but she's pregnant. There's a lot of oils in here. Can we use this with pregnancy? And you may have to Google really quick.
I would make it like a kid's roller, like 1 to 2 drops, and she's good.
Okay, great. Thanks. I like how I follow the two medical professionals, Jerry and Susan. Nothing like pressure for me tonight, right? So I love talking about sourcing, and I just really liked going through all 9 of these oils tonight and seeing where they're from. And if you want to learn more about sourcing, you can always go to sourcetoyou.com. There are great videos. There's super information, even some information on studies. But sourcing is so important. That's why we have these pure and potent products that are without flaw. So out of all 9 of these, I decided to talk about basil. It's sourced from Egypt. And I just wanted to give you a little update on that. So it can grow wild in tropical and subtropical regions. There are over 150 varieties of basil flourishing worldwide. But the basil that doTERRA uses is from the sweet basil plant, and it's cultivated by small scale farmers in the fertile soil along the Nile River. Through this farming network, though, thousands of people have diversified their crops by adding this lucrative plant. This wasn't like, it was discovered that it grows well there, and so doTERRA is helping people by teaching them how to plant it, how to support their families, and giving us an amazing oil to use in our 9 oil blend of past tense. So the sourcing partner there has established a specialist-led academic enrichment program, which offers classroom instruction and extracurricular activities for 400 children in the sourcing area. I just want to tell you how many people are empowered in that area of Egypt with sourcing jobs, 1,029, and the lives, so the people in those families that are supported by sourcing jobs, 4,219. Okay, pretty crazy. Wonderful to hear. As far as the harvesting process goes, basil is a perennial. It's part of the mint family. Not everyone knows that. It grows between 1 to 4 feet tall, and basil leaves branch from a single stem. I've never really thought about it before. I love basil, and I love running my hands through it and being able to smell it. But it produces these white clusters of white flowers at the tip of each stem. So the leaves are the part that are steam distilled. If you make pesto, you make it out of the leaves. And if you make essential oil, you make it out of the leaves. So you can remember it that way. Those leaves grow up to 4 inches long, but it takes 6.5 pounds of those basil leaves to produce a 15 ml bottle of basil essential oil. So those are just some fun sourcing tips brought to you by Mimi on the Go.
Okay, so I just posted in the chat a DIY roller just in case you wanted to do that or not. And I didn't do there was one, you could put more in it, but I want you to figure out what works for you and your family for the past tense DIY. And then I just wanted to mention a few things that you could pair it with, but I haven't tried this yet. So I'm going to this week because I want to figure out what I like past tense with. There's so many oils with it. Why would you? But you could pair it with balance, and you could pair it with the fir oils. And I'm all about Siberian fir right now. I'm all about Doug fir. Doug fir is from now until April, I'll do Doug fir all the time. So you could pair the past tense with Doug fir, and I can see how balance would add a really nice, I could see how it would add a really nice balance to everything. Of course, the name of it. And so that's all I got.
I was just looking up a recipe here really quick. I'm going to see if I can find it that Miranda reminded me. I've been reading about combining it with Deep Blue and using both or layering the two. And also taking, I think I remember what the recipe was. You would take one of their unscented hand and body lotions and put it in a pump bottle with 40 drops of past tense and 20 of copaiba. So, we've got our Deep Blue stick that has copaiba in there, but interesting to add that in that way. So just a fun thought.
I add something too.
Yes,
in Miranda's recipe that she posted in the chat box, I've been studying a little bit in my free time, which is just absurd, how the difference between making a roller bottle and layering the oils. So if you want to take that recipe that Miranda posted and instead just do maybe 1 drop of each oil, and so start with 1 drop of wintergreen and go through one at a time and let 60 seconds, at least 60 seconds elapse between each oil. Try that. If you have an area of tension, maybe here, and you can just do it and make it almost like meditative, peaceful. I'm just putting 1 drop of each oil on with a little carrier oil and start here and just go one at a time. That would be really interesting to see how that feels versus making the roller.
Yeah. I feel relaxed just thinking about it. So feel less tense. Okay. So how I kind of want to take this home, I'm actually going to talk about 2 different aspects of past tense that they're not necessarily hot topics, but maybe things we don't usually talk about. So one of the things is Laura mentioned that it went from the roller, which is not diluted, to a 15 ml with a child safety cap. And so I want to talk about just a little bit of a bird's eye view on why that was, what transpired. So it had been in this roller since its, inception. And the FDA's rules would be that wintergreen is in there, right? And so wintergreen is an analgesic. That's why Deep Blue has wintergreen and it has that child safety cap. And so doTERRA was asked, can you make this right? So they stopped production. They made it right by putting in a 15 ml and putting the child safety cap on it. When we think about, I feel like sometimes when people look at an oil with a child safety cap, it makes them inherently nervous. What is this and why is it this way? And I want to remind us all that one of the things I love about doTERRA, and I assume we all love about doTERRA, is that they do their best to follow the rules and stay within the lines. And that's really what that cap is about. I can look for the study, but I've, in reading about internal use of oils and things like that, and wintergreen sometimes pops up, right? Because that's like, okay, we've got a child safety cap on that. And the reality that you would have to consume like 2 or 3 15 mils very intentionally, very rapidly, to be causing harm. So just to like take a deep breath, realize that like this is kind of what's going on behind the scenes, and that's why it's now has that child safety cap. And be smart with it, be wise, but use it and enjoy it, and don't be too afraid about that. The other thing is, I find that past tense with all 9 of those oils in there, is one of those oils where people's skin can be a little irritated by it. I think this is, and I want to also address that just for a minute here. So skin irritation from past tense is like not unheard of, maybe like itchy or red kind of a thing. I think diluting this one, it's not like a hot oil or whatever. There's just a lot of like strong oils in there. And I would recommend diluting it and being good about that, just to set yourself up for success. So we talked about making rollers with your 15 mil, or even if you have, I'm laughing that I have one of these, but I totally have like an illegal roller here that's not diluted, and you could cut it in half with an empty roller bottle and go about it that way. If you feel like you're sensitive, you already maybe are sensitive to it, or you're just put it on the bottoms of your feet is a really good thing if you feel like you still want the benefits and you're a little bit unsure. And just a reminder that like you can be sensitive to an essential oil, but you can't be allergic. Okay. So that doesn't actually have the proteins in it to cause an allergic reaction, but your skin can be irritated by it. And you should pay attention to that. If you apply an oil topically and your skin says, no, thank you, then you should pay attention to that cue and you should listen to your body. And there are different schools of thought on what's going on inside when something like that happens, but you still need to pay attention and be a good steward. So again, dilute it, use it, and really enjoy the benefits. It really has a lot to offer, I think. Okay, so that was a lot of wonderful info. I hope you guys learned something new. Tell us something new you learned in the chat box. Probably something from Jerry or Susan. I'm just kidding, from anyone but Melissa or Amy. Okay, so if you have a question, now is a great time to put that in the chat box. We will stick around after raffles and do a little bit of a Q&A, really for anyone who has a question about anything, not just past tense. We really want to be all about education. Lindsay mentioned, shared with us a little bit about oil of the month and what's going on. I want to remind you that she's posting every day in Fierce Oilers, that she's posting great tips, that she is very generous with her giveaways. So I would pay close attention, and thank you, Lindsay, for all the work that you're doing on that. And we are going to dive into our oil of the month next month as well. So does anyone know what, I know Lindsay and Laura know what next month is. Who knows what the oil is for November? Who's been studying up? Tangerine, Jane, Gold Star. It's tangerine. Okay, I put the link to register for November 21st in the chat box. This is like a fun, delicious citrus oil, and Dr. Hill says it is a must use oil for all of us each day. And we'll tell you about why that is as we start diving into tangerine. It's only $15 for a 15 mil. We love our citrus oil. So grab it ahead of time if you want. Reach out to your oil girl if you want a sample, or if somebody would love a sample to try, let us know that as well. Our Saturday morning Level Up Your Life series is going on 8:30 Facebook Live right into Fierce Oilers. And this Saturday morning is Symphony of the Cells. So more talk on that conversation of layering your oils and what that looks like with Laura Jaramillo. All right. So Melissa, do you want to explain the new the giveaway rules, and we will get going?
Yeah, I'm so captivated by what you're saying. I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. Yes, if your name is called, please text, or I was going to say fax me. No, don't fax me. Text me or private message me your address and what you won, please, so I can get it out in the mail. That would be really great. Thanks to everybody who donated. I'm going to share my screen. Don't fax me. I don't know where that came from. Fax. What? How old am I? Do people even have fax machines anymore? That's a topic for Mom and Mimi. I feel it coming. Okay, doesn't that look really cool tonight? I don't know what I did, but something happened. Maybe it was an upgrade. All right, are you ready, Ames?
Yeah, peppermint first. Thank you, Laura Whipperman, for your donation.
Tammy Yakovich, congratulations.
And a cilantro. Thank you, Melissa, for your donation.
Kathy, there you go. Congratulations.
Next up, a deep blue oil. Thank you, Mur, for your donation.
Somebody's going to be ready to put both of them on. Ginger, going to need that for school. Congratulations.
And a past tense. Thank you, Lindsay, for your donation.
Deb Wendorf. Yay. Congratulations.
Awesome. All right, so again, we will be on next month, the 21st. Make sure you're paying attention over in Fierce Oilers for all the goodness going on over there. And then we'll hang on for anyone who has questions or something they want to talk through for the next couple minutes. If you have to hop off, have the most wonderful evening.
There's some good stuff in the chat. Does everybody know how to save that if they want to, or you know the little dots at the bottom?
The dots on the bottom right, and you can save the chat. Yes. Did any questions come in earlier that I might have missed? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. Bev Byers said something. She GH. I don't know what she was referring to.
Me, I put the headbanger recipe in there and I did answer her. It's a 15 ml roller bottle. That was a recipe when I was searching for tonight, for prepping for tonight, I came across that recipe and I forgot about it. So I copied it in my notes and stuck it in the chat.
There you go. Good stuff.
Yeah.
GH, those are your initials. I'm like, what is GH? I'm like,
Good
I thought it meant good heavens. I'm thinking about fax machines and good heavens.
I have a spoiler alert for those of you who are still on. I don't know that my mom knows I'm going to say this.
Uh-oh.
Well, I knew you were going to say, but I
Oh,
didn't know you
okay.
were going to say it.
Pregnant? No.
No, no. Closed for that. But we are planning something over here for all of you who have joined us for Oil of the Month Club. So there's something coming up for the end of the year gift.
Ooh, we all get to go to California on Lindsay.
Yay! One lucky winner.
And we can look like them. You guys are the best planners.
Lindsay, I want to share, and she just left. So Nancy Rubino is one of my she's one of my college friends and a longtime doTERRA user. And she, at the beginning of Oil of the Month back in January, she asked me, I want to know what each Oil of the Month is for the whole year. So she's ordered it in her, her LRP each month to have it. And she's loyally been participating every single month. So
Will you send me her address, please?
I will. Yeah.
Lindsay will have something very